Good morning, y'all. Depending on where you are in the world, in the East Coast USA, it is morning. If you're in Europe, it's the evening, late afternoon, depending on your time zone. But good morning, y'all. Let's say hi to traditionalist this morning, or traditionalist case, late afternoon. So yeah, I want to talk about some of the difficulties of being an introvert. Um, you know, there are different kinds of introverts, right? Different kinds of introverts out there. Yeah, what up, seditionalists? Yo, seditionalists put up a pretty interesting comment. Is that extroverts think they can fill in your voice and opinion? I don't. I'm not that kind of an introvert. I'm not that kind of an introvert. But if I do fall back into that position, that happens. But I don't know. It doesn't bother me because I feel like the extrovert is taking the pressure off of me to have to step up in those social situations. So it doesn't bother me. Like if I'm in a reserved kind of place and an extrovert is trying to draw me out, or the extrovert dominates the conversation or whatever. I don't. It doesn't really bother me because like I'm not like I'm usually, I should say, not the timid, turtle in a shell type of introvert. But man, my issue I think is probably a little bit more complicated in that, I'm the type of person that in a social situation, I really try to adapt to keep the anxiety down, to keep the feeling of fear and unsafeness. So I'll try to adapt to the situation. If everybody else is around me and there's like an awkward silence, I try to fill it, um because I'm trying so hard not to fail in those situations. But the worst part about being the kind of introvert that I am, the worst part is that as soon as somebody sees you talking to somebody you don't know and you're not like quaking in your boots, they assume that you're an extrovert. And then they put these expectations on you. They put these expectations on you as if, you're supposed to just be this outgoing guy. And it's like, no, I'm not. And, there are times I want to be, but, people, they see you talking to one person that you may not have known. They're like, oh, but, when, 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 when I, when I tell people, I'm like, yo, I am antisocial. People are like, what? But you host a podcast and, you got a YouTube channel. And people don't understand that YouTube was like the best thing for introverts with an opinion, because you can get online, you can say what you got to say. If you feel like you need to be heard, if you feel like you need to be heard, you get the opportunity to be heard, but you don't have that pressure. It gives you the opportunity to express yourself to other human beings without the pressure of being face to face with human beings. And I don't think that extroverts really understand that, because extroverts can go on the internet and talk to all kinds of people. Extroverts can go out in person and talk to all kinds of people. You know, one of my criticisms of the pickup artists, the PUAs, especially on YouTube, what they don't understand is they're like, well, you know, if you're a real man, you're just gonna walk up and you're just gonna talk to women. Some of us don't have those personalities. And it doesn't mean that we're any less masculine. It's just, we're, you know, you have your outgoing types and you have your reserved types. And there is nothing bad or feminine or beta about being reserved. Some people are just not going to be in your fucking face like that. Some people don't want you in their fucking face like that. You know, people have different personalities. You know, so a lot of people think, oh, that guy is a coward because he won't go talk to that girl. Maybe he's just a reserved dude. You know what I mean? Nobody important says some people just can't leave well enough alone. They feel forcing small talk is pleasurable, which it's not. I mean, people don't even understand, like, because the thing is, like, I have like this burden that people have where they just think that, you know, because, you know, I'm well spoken and I can speak publicly, that I must be an extrovert. So there's a lot of pressure on me to be, you know, to be more. You know what I mean? Like, and that's hard. It is hard being an extrovert. It's hard being an introvert that people assume it is an extrovert, because then people's expectations of you cost you so much more energy than you actually have. And I don't, it's so apparent to me that people just don't get it. And I have to be understanding, because most people are not emotionally intelligent like that to really understand that there are different nuances in people's personality where they can pick up on, okay, that person is not really out there like that. Let me let him chill. Right. So I gotta give people a break for that. But man, it's so frustrating to be in a situation and people are engaging with you. And like, so I give you an example, right? So Mrs. Evil, you guys know Mrs. Evil if you watch my Filthy Casual MMA watch party on the Talking Shit podcast, which we normally do on most weekends, right? Well, instead of doing my fucking podcast from the safety of my own bedroom and my iPad, I was out in New Jersey. Yes, the swampland of New Jersey. I'm in New Jersey and I'm hanging around a bunch of Mrs. Evil's friends from some place she used to work. And asshole, I hate it when people make illegal left-hand turns. I really hate it. It's so fucking dangerous. Fuck. Ask Louis Rossman what an illegal left-hand turn cost him. Anyway, so I'm hanging out and it's like, kind of, well, I know people look at me, I'm supposed to be the personal trainer, I'm supposed to be the coach, I'm supposed to be the motivator, I'm supposed to be this and that. And I'm trying so hard to engage with these people and not embarrass my wife. But then after like 2 hours in, like, I'm talking to her and I'm like, yo, like, I might have to step out for a few minutes and go sit in the car by myself. And then I'm like, yo, but if I go do that, am I going to end up embarrassing her? Like, oh, what's his problem? I'm doing everything I can, because normally in social situations, I just avoid them, right? Like, you should have seen Mrs. Evil thanking me in the car on the way home just for going, because that's not my way. It's not my way. I really should have ran that fucking cool the rage, Dr. Evil. This bitch ass bitch, fucking 5'2", fucking gnome looking motherfucker, gonna cross against the light holding his middle finger up. If I run your fucking bitch ass over, Now it's a fucking problem. But you're gonna flash your fucking finger at me. We're not even fucking hawking at you. But if I run your shit over, you gonna give me that fucking finger then? You mad because you get no fucking pussy because you 5'2". Fucking bitch. Anyway, lucky I didn't run his bitch ass over. Anyway, let me read some of these comments. Yeah, blind bat. Without the pressure of being people pleasers. Yeah, that shit is, you know what I mean? Please who? The fuck have they done for me? Well, I gotta, there's an interesting dynamic between human beings because we are communal. We're a communal species. Our first instinct is to try to make the other people around us comfortable. So what a lot of extroverts don't really truly understand is that they think that by trying to make the small talk and trying to make jokes, they think that they're improving the environment. And sometimes I run into that trap as well because I fall into the trap of trying to be what people expect me to be because of the profession that I have and the particular skills that I have, as somebody that can I'm a person that can pretend to be competent in social situations. Like I'm pretty good at being like a chameleon, I guess, right? And that has its gifts and its curses. But whether you're an introvert or not, whether you're an independent person or not, even if you're a 5%er type of dude, right? Even if you have the mind of an outlaw, like fuck social rules, I don't owe you shit. There is still something in your DNA that wants you to assimilate to the people around you because how we are as human beings. So that's where the pressure actually comes from, to please others. But pleasing other people comes in different ways. It shows itself in different ways. So that's where that comes from. You know what I mean? But nobody important. You said something really important. You said something really important about, like, introverts need to leave well enough alone. But the thing is, they're only being themselves. The problem is when you get an introvert and an extrovert in the same environment, the introvert has a tough time allowing the extrovert has a tough time allowing the introvert to be themselves. And that's what makes it really what an asshole. What an asshole. What a fucking asshole. I don't know. Can I get through here? I'm gonna see if I can get through here. Oh, nice! How y'all bitches can sit there and wait. Yeah. So yeah, like, even though, like, we don't really owe anybody anything, we're gonna feel that's gonna be our first inclination. So while it would be nice if an extrovert would, apply for consent to bombard the introvert with their extroverted presence, like, it would be nice if they did that. But I'm not going to be an idiot and expect that that's what they're going to do, right? Like, an extrovert still got to be themselves. right? And since I understand that they're going to be themselves, I just kind of I try to, I try to get with the banter for as long as my psychological energy can allow, because then it starts to drain me physically. And I'm telling you, like I felt so drained. I was just kind of like, damn, yo, like I think I need to go sit in the car. And um, so, and especially because in the business that I'm in, you have to at least fake being gregarious. You have to, if you're an introvert that can be gregarious, more power to you. It's going to drain you of energy, but at least you're not going to feel like you're participating in your own waterboarding. Because that's how it feels sometimes. So, yeah, there's that. Um, I'll get to comments when I get off the goddamn. No, 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 no. No. The BQE is backed up enough for me to be able to read comments in traffic. No, 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 no. Oh. You motherfuckers are just gonna sit here and listen to me whine. God damn it, man. Oh. Normally I'm on the BQE for one exit and it takes about 90 seconds. And the way this shit is moving, it looks like it might take 9 minutes. Hopefully it's not 90 minutes. Fun fact, I think it was yesterday, the BQE was backed up because a truck carrying what was it? Peppers. A truck carrying peppers overturned, and it was peppers all over the highway that I'm driving on right now in Brooklyn. So it was a pretty spicy time, a very spicy situation for the Brooklyn Queens Expressway, the BQE. Yeah, I got to concentrate on what's going on the road, so just bear with me. So, as far as bridges are concerned, the BQE, New York City doesn't have drawbridges. Because people, you know what? You know how many people would die if we had drawbridges? Because motherfuckers would be trying to drive over the bridge. Oh, I'm right. And the bridge will be like coming up, and they just try to drive off the shit and end up in the East River, end up in the Hudson. Oh my God. I'm moving a little bit. 15 miles an hour on the highway. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm not going to get a speeding ticket. So that's, the silver lining to the situation. I really do want to get to my fucking client, though. Darwinism isn't a bad thing. Um, as far as extroverts being needy people, I don't think that one has anything to do with the other. There are some introverted people who are pretty needy as well. I've definitely been called needy myself. But extroverts, they like the energy, they like the there to be an energy in the atmosphere in social situations. And without that energy, like, they start getting jittery, So I'm not necessarily thinking that like it's a needy thing, but I think it's more of an energy thing. Like if things are too quiet, then that means, that there's like, a possible negative situation going on or something like that. Um, but anyway, um, it was really difficult to keep the energy up in those situations. And I don't think that a lot of people really truly understand what that's like, you know? Like, it took me a long time to get comfortable behind a microphone. It took me a long time to get comfortable in front of a webcam, which, oh man, they're doing road work. So now I know why traffic is fucked up. Share the road, guys. Share the road. I hope they're not blocking off the exit. You're not gonna make me pass my fucking exit. Um, so yeah, in my line of business, people expect you to be extroverted because you have the ability to. Um, so what actually made this, a thing is that I was talking to a trainer that I'm familiar with, who's he's also a professional bodybuilder, and he's a cool dude, and he was working with his client. His client is gay, and I was I made a bad joke, which is what I do to try to you know with the energy or whatever, and I was just like, yo, my secret to dealing with women is bad jokes, so I was like, yo, like my jokes are so bad that my it makes both of my women's eye roll. So for the type of nobody important said energy vampires. It's true. This is not a bad argument, blind bat. Needing somebody else's energy is needy. I think I'll have to um um I think I have to agree with you on that. I think you brought me over to your. Now you're gonna end up getting a fucking ticket because you weren't paying attention. You're gonna get a ticket. There's a speed camera. There's a red light camera here. Wow. One guy not paying attention. Both of them are gonna get $50 tickets. Wow. Your jokes are so bad, Amy Schumer wouldn't write them. No, they're so bad that Amy Schumer did write them. Um. So yeah, so I asked if the guy was using a dumbbell because there was a not a dumbbell, a barbell, because I needed a deadlift today. And the guy had placed his water bottle by the barbell. But in order to make sure that you're not stepping on anybody's toes and then inadvertently cause a fight and then have somebody beat you in the head with a fucking metal dumbbell, the cool thing to do is, even if it seems like it's obvious, and please learn this lesson, even if it seems like it's obvious that someone is not using the equipment that you want to use, you look around anyway and you ask anyway, hey, is anybody using this? Right? But the dude was trying to make conversation because, I'm a good looking, tall guy, and he's gay, obviously. So he wanted to tell a bad joke to try to draw me in the conversation. But, me, I have to be in my extrovert bag while I'm in the gym because I can't be standoffish with people. It could cost me money. So I Um, so he was like, nah, my water bottle's using it. So, I'm just trying to be cool or whatever. So I pretend like the water bottle is like lifting the empty barbell, and I made, and then he laughs, and I'm just kind of like, yo, that's, it was like, yo, my jokes are so bad, like, my wives, I have both of their eyes rolling, like I get twice the eye rolls when I tell a bad joke, right? And of course, him and his trainer, they were like, wait, two? So like the dude who was trying to chat me up, um, he had like this mixture of disappointment and wonderment. Disappointment because he's not going to get in my butt, and I certainly want nothing of his. And I made that very clear, semi-intentionally, I guess. But yeah, I don't go to the same parties you do. I don't use the same dating apps as you. Let's just put it like that, right? I respect you and whatever you want to do, but that's not how I roll. But then he was just kind of like, what, two? So then he's like continuing to try to chat me up, like, how do I get two guys? And I'm like, so I get into my helpful bag because I'm trying to think like, well, I give a lot of guys relationship advice. I don't really understand the dynamics of homosexuality. I just don't. But then I'm thinking, well, human beings are human beings. So I'm thinking that this guy is like really has a non-monogamous mind. But he was like, no, actually, I'm just a monogamous. Like, I just want to be with one. But, I'm just so surprised that you were with two. And then like he's making like sexualized jokes, but I'm not budging. Like, no, like I'm not gonna be like, oh wow, your dick in my ass. Oh yeah, actually that's a great idea. No, no, that's not gonna happen. Like I'm gonna be like polite and chill, but you're not gonna be able to recruit me. I don't There's really nothing you're gonna be able to say. Um, like I could not be any more flaccid when approached with the idea. Okay. And then he was like, "No, really, I'm just a monogamous guy, or what have you." I'm like, "Oh, I thought like, because I'm like racking my brain, like, uh, you know, you go where the non-monogamous people are. You prioritize um intangibles over the tangible, meaning that you prioritize the personality and the character of the person over the physical attractiveness, right? So I'm trying to stay as generalized as possible because I really don't understand the dynamic between gay men. I just don't understand that dynamic. But the best that I can do to be helpful in that situation is just relying on my knowledge of actual human beings and human being interactions. And then at least from the lowest common denominator standpoint, say, well, if you're interested in these kinds of relationships, you'll be more likely to be successful if you have this approach with people rather than that approach with people, right? So at the end, he's like, so at the end, he's like, yo, if you, have any, gay friends that are, and I was just like, really, I don't really have any. Like, I hung out with my wife's gay friends on Saturday, but I'm pretty antisocial. And then he goes, antisocial, and then I was like, oh, another extrovert mistaken me being professional and affable in a professional situation, and then mistaking me. Like people are shocked when I tell them, yo, no, I'm being dead fucking serious with you. Nobody had a better time during the Rona than I did. When the world was locked down for 14 months, nobody was happier than Dr. Evil. I didn't have to be around human beings. It was the absolute best thing ever. And people look at me like I'm fucking crazy. And it's like, okay, so I have the gifts of being able to talk to people sometimes because most of the time I fail in social situations. Most of the time, right? Like I only get on and stream when I feel less of a failure. Okay? Yo, what up? Alan Carmy and Sigmund 975. How y'all doing? Yo, Radio Cast in the motherfucking building. What's good? Mizaru, what's happening? Yo, lots of love for you guys, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys have to understand. It makes me very excited to know that the 5 greatest rappers of all time is in my stream right now. Let's go. Let's fucking go. And yeah, you're right about this too, right? It is. I don't. People are shocked that that there are more. There are 57 flavors of extrovert. You know, of introvert. You know what I'm saying? Um. So, but the thing is, because I'm an empath, I'm a little bit quicker to understand people that don't necessarily align with me, because I'm always trying to figure out who other people are, so that I could position myself in the least dangerous situations and the most successful position that I can be in, where I can stay out of fights so I don't get shot or stabbed, but also open up opportunities for me to make money and possibly get that sloppy toppy. So I'm always trying to position myself and get to know people so that I can get the most out of these interactions that I don't want to be a part of. Holy fuck. So that should just have me kind of just fucking in my contemplative bag. Like, damn, son, you know, why does one person think, oh, you spoke to somebody you didn't know, and you didn't have a panic attack and have to pull out an inhaler? That must mean you're an extrovert. No, nigga. No, that's not what that means. I'm like, yo, when I come into this building, I've been a trainer for over 8 years. I know what I have to be. I know what I have to be in order to make money. And that's part of being a man. We have to figure out ways to perform, to earn the money, and to achieve the things that men are supposed to achieve to get respect from their peers and from the opposite sex. That's how we're judged, period. Shout out to Sloppy Toppy. Yeah. Why do gay people get disrespected when a straight person hit on them? That doesn't even make sense. And they get hit, and they hit on straight people that don't want nothing to do with that. I think you're saying, why do they feel disrespect when a straight person doesn't want them to I don't know, man. The thing is, I look at it like this, right? It's possible that they're in their feminine frame and they are attracted to masculine energies. And the most masculine men, no matter what you believe, the most masculine men out there are straight men. There's a reason why gay men always like to target straight men. I've heard so many gay men say, I want to get with a straight guy. I've seen these trans guys, girls, whatever, whatever. They I've seen it on dating apps. I'm a blah 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 who is attracted to straight men, which by definition is saying I like to be rejected. But if you know anything about human beings hate rejection. Women hate it the most, which is why women don't approach men. So if you're seeing these guys in their feminine energy,
So my my Android overheated because it's really hot, and the sun is beating right down on my Android, so I switched to the iPhone. Sorry about that, folks. I had to pull over because I didn't want to. Let me not get T-boned. Yeah. So the thing is, if you got these guys who are in their feminine energy, they're gonna want, they're gonna be attracted to people who are in their masculine. So if you're a gay guy who's attracted to men, you want the guys who are the most masculine, and guess who they are? They're straight men. So in my mind, when I was less educated and I was less emotionally intelligent, I'm like, why do these guys love rejection? But the the reality is nobody likes rejection. So if they're constantly chasing after the type of people that don't want them, there must be a very strong reason for them to do so. And for them, it's more of a compulsion than it is a desire, because because straight men by definition are uninterested. So nobody wants to be in a situation where they're chasing after people who are actively, not passively, but actively disinterested in them. And so the way that I figured it is that it's really more about um, the fact that um, uh, the guy, if you're a man that's attracted to a man and you're attracted to masculinity, you're probably not going to be attracted to a guy that is attracted to the same kind of guy that you're attracted to. So guys are not going to be, unless you find a masculine gay guy, which they do exist. They do exist. Um, a feminine gay guy normally is not going to target another feminine gay guy, because if you're gay, you're more likely going to be attracted to masculine energy. The problem is, if you're targeting straight men, you're living a very difficult life. Like you've chosen the path of most resistance, because by definition, straight men are not interested. So, you know, uh, you know, it's just one of those human dynamics things, people. And it is what it is. So, so I thought I'd offer my analysis on that. But yeah, like the dude was definitely disappointed, but it's like, yo, I can't do anything about your disappointment, sir, because yeah, I'm just simply not interested. No disrespect to you, but uh, when I grab a human being's hips, there better not be hair on it. Just saying. No disrespect. Like, I understand that, you know, we live in the world that we live in, and certain things are championed and accepted, and, you know, you're not going to get any argument from me on that. Wow, this Android is still very hot. Okay. Yeah, they're living against the grain, y'all. It is what it is. I hope it's a third-party battery. Nah, my Android overheated. But I like the way Android handles it when the phone overheats. It gave me a message that says that it shut down 3 of my apps because of overheating, but it didn't actually shut the entire phone off. Thank goodness. But the phone is quite warm. But I think, when I do these drives on my way home, my windshield is facing the sun. So on a hot day, and then you have a glass surface, is going to definitely heat up the phone more than it's supposed to. So the Samsung definitely holds up better under adverse conditions than the Apple. But the cool thing is that I have 2 phones, so I can run both of them. But yeah, so that's just kind of like my thoughts on like how complicated it is being an introvert that people assume is an extrovert. And it's like, don't make assumptions, because you're probably going to be like completely fucking wrong. Yeah, so somebody told me this, but while this is true, the way that I have to set everything up is on top of the dashboard. Maybe in my next car I can like do one of these vent clip things. I think one of y'all suggested that, to like get one of these things that goes on the vent, so that when it clips onto the vent, the cold air just blows on the back of the phone. I'm gonna try to see if I can comply with that suggestion. That'll be cool. I am going to end off the stream by talking about the actual workout that I did today. I didn't manage time very well, so I had to drop off the pull-ups, but it's okay because I'm still going to get my bent over row in, heavy bent over row. I'm still going to get that in like I did on Sunday. But yeah, so last week, for 2 weeks in a row, I'm being stalked by mosquitoes. As soon as I parked, I got mosquitoes all over my windshield. So as soon as I get out of the car, I'm gonna have to like bolt away from the car. But anyway, for 2 weeks in a row, I deadlifted at 245 for 25 reps, 5x5, and it felt pretty good. I knew that I had more room to go, so if I was to be a little bit more aggressive and I wanted to do 255 or 265, I could have done it. But me knowing that and squatting 225 on Thursday, I said, well, is it possible that I could do 315 today? But then I thought about it. I was like, well, it's probably best for me to be patient, because if I go from 245 to 315, which is an 80-pound difference, I might be able to perform the lift, but I'm not going to get the hamstring engagement that I'm going in there for on the deadlift. So what I said is I'm going to split the difference. So I did 275 today, 5 sets of 3, and I knew that I had even more overhead rep wise. So I felt pretty good about today's deadlift. Oh my God. You see what I mean? Bad jokes. This is the bad joke brigade right here. I hit my 15 reps at 275. I felt like my lower back didn't work at all. I stayed in really good position. I was strong. My balance was good on my feet. It was good. So I feel good about today. I feel not good that I didn't get the pull-ups in, but I'll get pull-ups in on Thursday the next time I'm in the gym. And later on today, I am going to hit my bent over row. I'm going to hit my dumbbell chest press. I'm going to do my back flies so I can hit those rhomboids extra nice. And then I'm going to do something that I've been neglecting, which is the incline bench, because I need to hit the clavicular head of the pectoralis major. So you don't want to have a lot of the muscles show up on the underside and then have more of a flat upper chest. You need to hit that incline so you can get that nice prominent roundness that the ladies love. And apparently it seems some people that prefer the same sex, they tend to like that too, but I guess that's their business. But anyway, much love to all of y'all that came through the stream today. I really dig the support. I'm going to be doing more of these kinds of streams going forward. I got 3 minutes to make my call to my client. I got to go get that money. And until next time, peace.